Hey, listen, what did Doreen want to see the governor for?
Oh, I don't know. She's got some stupid idea that she wants to get out of that factory work.
Why?
Fed up with it, I suppose.
No other reason?
Don't know. She didn't say. Never talks. Bloody mad. I'd give me right arm to get work in there.
Erica Davidson?
Mrs. Davidson, this is Andrew Reynolds.
Andrew! It must be 2 whole days.
I realize I'm making an absolute nuisance of myself, but I wanted to strike while the iron was hot.
What do you mean?
You accepted my invitation the other night. You haven't changed your mind, have you?
You're nothing if not persistent.
How about this afternoon?
Oh, come now. I'm going out with you this evening. You can't monopolize me.
Pity. You're busy then?
No.
Then how about the races?
Could you just hold the line a moment, please? Come in.
Oh, Mrs. Davidson, I wasn't sure if you'd be in this afternoon. Doreen Burns has asked to see you. Now, if you don't want to...
Oh, no, it's quite all right. I'll talk to her, Miss Bennett. Sorry, Andrew. What were you saying?
Well, no, I didn't finish the engineering course, but I... Yeah, okay, thanks.
Tony, have you seen the morning paper? Oh, you've got it.
Yeah, I take it you don't want the employment pages?
No. Oh, you're on the job nice and early.
Yeah, there's not many worms for this bird to catch, I'm afraid. I've already found about 10 or 12, and they all want qualifications or experience. Suppose I'm going to have to try the unskilled stuff next.
Tony, I meant what I said yesterday. Wait until something you're really interested in turns up. I was prepared to support you through college. I'm prepared to do the same until you find a decent job.
Yeah, thanks, Dad, but no, look, I've got to do something. I can't keep running to you for a couple of bucks every time I want to go to the films or go out for a drink.
Well, look, I'd rather you did that than leap into a whole series of jobs that you'd stick at for a couple of weeks at a time. Prospective employers aren't terribly interested in a record of employment that extends over 2 pages. Remember that.
Yeah, I will. Oh, here's one. Trainee forklift repairman required. Previous experience required. They fooled me that time. Had it in small print. Dad?
Mm-hmm.
You remember when you were working in those remand homes with those kids in Adelaide?
Yeah.
Well, didn't you used to know a few people? I mean, you know, pull a few strings to get them jobs.
Yeah, but that was Adelaide, mate, and they were mostly people I'd gone to school with or people who owed me favours.
So you don't know anyone in Melbourne?
I'm afraid not. Hey, wait a minute. There was a chappie I ran into a few weeks ago. Hadn't seen him for ages. He'd been transferred to Melbourne with his firm. I can't remember the name of the firm, but he invited me to spend a weekend with him at the Edith Vale Country Club in Ballarat. Ballarat's only an hour's drive away, isn't it? So I might just take him up on the offer.
That's great, Dad.
No, don't get your hopes up too high. He might be in ladies' underwear.
Well, it's all right. There's lots of engineering goes into making up ladies' bras.
Well, now, Doreen, what was it you wanted to see me about?
Oh, well, you see, it's about the factory. You see, I want out.
You want out?
Yeah.
May I ask why?
Oh, I'm just fed up with it, that's all.
I see. Well, this really is most tiresome of you, Doreen. You've hardly given it a chance, have you?
Well, I was never much good at sewing and stuff like that.
You were chosen in preference to the other women because I thought you would benefit from the outside contact.
Oh, well, you see, that's just it, Mrs. Davidson. You see, I don't reckon it's fair that the others don't get a go, and I don't like it that much, and I reckon if somebody like, well, B was allowed to go, it might help keep her out of trouble.
B. Smith, I might have guessed. This is her idea, isn't it?
Oh, no, Mrs. Davidson, she doesn't know anything about it, honest.
It has all the earmarks of a Smith plot, wouldn't you say, Miss Bennett?
Definitely.
No, it was my idea.
Well, whosever idea it was, Doreen, you can tell Smith that your request has been denied.
What'd she say, Dor?
Oh, no go. She thought I was asking because B put me up to it.
Did you tell her I'd stand in for you?
Wouldn't do any good, Lizzie. They won't let you go. You're too old.
Thanks a lot. And you can get out of my way too.
What's wrong with you? Why don't you want to work at the factory? Vince's giving you a hard time.
What made you say that?
Oh, well, you seemed pretty depressed when you came out of the storeroom yesterday. And Kay keeps saying how he fancies you. Has he made a pass at you?
No, he just gives me the creeps.
I might be too old, but I can still do a better day's work than that bludgeon Nolene.
What's that got to do with it?
Well, she was in here 10 minutes ago, boasting how she got on to Paul Reed to put her on the work party. Beats me how she swung it.
Well, I'm sick of it.
Tough. The only way you're going to get out of it is by buggering up the whole scheme. And if you do that, you'll have B and most of the rest of them onto you. Not to mention me. Trouble with you young ones these days, you can't stick at anything for more than 5 minutes. It's truth. Now where's she gone?
I don't know.
Could you open the gate for me, Mrs. Jackson? I want to go to the loo.
Yes, all right. Thanks.
Doreen! Doreen! What the devil are you doing?
I'm sick of this place. I'm sick of its crummy rules and its crummy work projects and its crummy bloody screws.
What's got into you, Doreen? But whatever it is, you can tell it to Mrs. Davidson. Now move. Oh, Mrs. Davidson, are you going?
Well, I was. I've been invited to the races. Is it urgent?
It's Doreen. She just went berserk in one of the cells, throwing everything everywhere for no apparent reason.
Really? I think I know the reason. Whose cell was it?
Phyllis Hunt's?
Was there much damage?
Oh, I don't think so. She just seemed more intent on messing it up.
All right, Meg, I'll talk to her. Where is she now?
Waiting outside your office.
Am I correct in assuming this little tantrum of yours is a result of our conversation earlier?
I guess so.
I suppose you think if you cause enough trouble, I'll take you off the work party.
Yeah, I suppose.
Well, it just won't work. Even if I did take you off, B. Smith is the last person I would put in your place.
B had nothing to do with it.
So you said.
Well, are you going to put me in the pound?
No, I am not. If I did, I would have to put a report through to the department, and I am not going to do that. You and the rest of the women will just have to realise that we do not organise these things, such as the factory scheme, just to amuse you. It is a very worthwhile project, and I am determined it will have every chance to succeed.
So you're just going to let me off?
Your punishment will be to return that cell to its original state, and then you will be confined to cells until Monday morning.
That stinks.
That is enough. Thank you, Mrs. Jackson.
Come along, Doreen.
Jeez, Mrs. Jackson, a whole weekend locked up in here.
Well, you've only got yourself to blame, Doreen. You're lucky you didn't get solitary.
Only because the department would have stopped the factory project. It's just one big whitewash.
Get in there. I really don't understand you sometimes, Doreen.
Meg? Who was that?
Doreen, she's confined to cells until Monday.
What for?
Rearranging someone else's cell?
Well, why isn't she in the pound?
Mrs. Davidson doesn't want to put anyone on report who's involved in the factory project.
I bet she doesn't.
Well, what's that supposed to mean?
Vested interest, Meg. I'd say Mrs. Davidson has a great personal interest in keeping that little fiasco going.
Why?
Well, I heard her on the telephone this morning to Andrew Reynolds, and it didn't sound much like a business call.
Vera, you're impossible. You always have to find an ulterior motive for everything.
Well, all right, you don't have to believe me. But scandals like this can't be kept a secret for long.
Hi. Any luck?
No go, I'm afraid. He was transferred to Melbourne to manage a branch office and try and put it into profit for a change. When he arrived, he found that they were grossly overstaffed. He's already retrenched 12 men.
Oh, thanks anyway.
Yeah, he gave me the names of a couple of contacts, but I wouldn't hold out too much hope.
A knockback at every turn.